Welcome back to Wind Waker. Last time we got ourselves the Master Sword, a weapon capable of taking down Ganondorf, and now we're going to be taking the fight straight to him in the Forsaken Fortress. So let's warp to Windfall Island, which is probably the closest island. There was a warp 2 squares to the left of it, but we can't exactly get to the Forsaken Fortress from that warp. I'll deal with that place a little later, in fact, probably just after this dungeon. And now let us sail toward the Forsaken Fortress. There are some quiver upgrades, but I can't actually get them right now. You're gonna need another item in order to grab those, so we're heading in with 30 arrows max, but we don't really need arrows for this dungeon, so it's not that big of a deal. The island that is just to the left, yeah, 2 squares to the left, that's what I said earlier, of Windfall that we can warp to, is this tall structure over here. It actually consists of 2 islands. There's a smaller island and a larger one, and the place is called Mother and Child Islands because of that fact. On the smaller island, I believe there's a blue chew and one of the traveling Goron merchants, so you can do the trading side quest further if you want to do that. Also, he's the last location of the Goron merchants, so after you trade to him, you're pretty much going to be going back and forth between all 3 of them until you get the final item that you need, and then, you know, you get the piece of heart at the end. But I ain't dealing with that. We're instead heading right toward our next dungeon. No more side questing until after this dungeon's over. And this dungeon forces it to night. Unlike a lot of the other dungeons where if you were in day or at night, it would sort of reflect that in the world. This one's a little different. Also making things different is the fact that we don't gotta sneak around anymore. We have the Master Sword, which means we can take down any baddies that get in our way. And also, we don't need to sneak in, because we have bombs, and we can just blow our way through. That is a lot of slowdown. The entrance is right around this corner here, and we just need a couple of bombs in order to get our way in. There's also one of those man-fish things here. I think if you talk to the manfish, or give him bait rather, during a, or not during, but in an island that you already have marked on your map, you get to play a little minigame with him where you shoot arrows at him, and for every arrow you hit him with, you get a certain amount of rupees, I think, and if you get all 10, you get like 100 rupees or something like that. It's not that fruitful of a minigame, and the aiming, in my eyes, isn't all that great. Can they actually see me? They probably can. The spotlight looks like it was following me, or maybe it's not. But yeah, we can't get in without a fight. And our fight is with Phantom Ganon here, which is probably my favorite incarnation of Phantom Ganon. I think he looks really cool. It of course has the Wind Waker swirls all over. And as was with Phantom Ganon in Ocarina of Time, we fight him by playing a game of Dead Man's Volley, or energy tennis, as fans might call it. Just reflect the shots back at him, then once he's on the ground, give him a couple spin attacks, and that'll take his health down pretty well. Oh, he's flying again. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. Shoot another one. He also can perform physical attacks at you. He'll warp near you and then perform a slash. You can get the parry on that slash, but I would not recommend trying it, because that attack takes away a lot of hearts. One hit can kill me right now, so I ain't dealing with that. And we're not done with him yet, I guess. Let's see if he'll warp nearby. No, he's still flying around for some reason. Of course, as is with the energy tennis battles, there are weird ways to reflect the energy. If we had an empty bottle, we could have been reflecting with that. Of course he's going to land all the way up there. Can I hit him? No. Well then, that's a little bit annoying. Let's see if he warps near me this time. No! I want to show off all your attacks. And that hit me. Well, I guess I don't have my extra damage anymore, but that is okay. I can deal. And I don't have to show all of his attacks right now. We're gonna have some fights with him later on. He's not actually dead at this point, despite us kicking his butt. And so he just disappears into his swirly mist and reveals a treasure chest for us. If that treasure chest could come up on screen right now, please. Also, the door's open, which is pretty neat. Yeah, we couldn't actually make any progress until we fought him. Maybe we could have glided somewhere or something. Although I think we probably would have been forced into a cutscene. Either way, now we have our new item, the Skull Hammer. This is a pretty sweet weapon in my opinion. It's really big, it can do a lot of damage, killing most small enemies instantly, and it can also let us progress by hammering down these stakes here. Of course, these stakes have thorns on them, so you don't want to actually touch them. And there's a ton of miniblins around. You can attack horizontally or vertically with the hammer, so if you just press the button that the hammer is equipped to, you do the vertical attack. If you lock on and hold the control stick to the side, you can perform this sort of spin attack. It's not really a spin attack. And you can't actually perform a spin attack with this, unlike with, say, a Deku stick or a Darknut sword or a Moblin's spear. You're stuck with the slower attacks, which is kind of sad. It would have been cool if you had a big weapon that could do big spin attacks, but I'll make do with what I got. And there's no more lantern ropes around, so we have to use the Deku leaf to get across. And there we go. Oh, I thought I was going to hit the thorns for a second there. Not really thorns, it's more like barbed wire. And I'm pretty sure I'm heading in the right direction right now. This is the central tower. It's the same route as when we first went to the Forsaken Fortress. Not much different going on, except for the fact that you need the Skull Hammer and the Deku Leaf to get past obstacles now, but that's pretty much it. Are we there yet? Is this it? I can't even remember anymore. Oh gosh, I did not know that there was one of those things up there that shot the lasers at you. Is that new? I could have sworn that there wasn't something like that. Ah well, here we are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't there before. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with you guys. I don't need to. Well, I'm not going to be getting any hearts if I do beat them, so I don't need to fight them. And now that we're up here, some more miniblins that I'm not going to care about. I'm just trying to rush the Ganon, guys. Don't try me. This area right here, we're going to change the direction of the wind because that spotlight will start shooting bombs at us if we do try to sidle across. I guess I could have taken down that spotlight instead. That would have worked, but it's faster to just jump across using the Deku Leaf, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let's use another Wind's Requiem to send the wind going straight in this direction. And then fly across once more. And we're back at the room that our sisters locked in. There probably would have been hearts in those skulls. Let us hammer this switch, get a good look at Link's face, and go on through. Look at that. That's some character development right there. Using some tact instead of barging in. Yeah, things might seem a little safe right now, and the Master Sword was kind of shaking back there. I don't know if that means anything, or if that was just a graphical thing. Either way, now we can save all these girls if we figure out a way to open this cage. She could probably fit through those bars, seriously. She's tiny. This door is pretty useless. Oh, some pirates. You know, you should probably take more reinforcements with you if you're gonna go barging into this place. How did you even get past the spotlights? Your ship is huge. Oh, I guess that's what they did. Okay. Thank you. A little bit of foreshadowing there. Well, not really foreshadowing. I don't know how Tetra actually knows about the Master Sword, because there's some stuff going on with her. You might already know what it is, considering what the Hylian text has shown us, but there's some things she knows and some things she doesn't, let's just say. I kind of forgot that our sister was wearing the pirate dress already. Kind of took me off guard a little. Yeah, I'm gonna go fight Ganondorf and stuff. She's lying. She's not actually gonna take our sister back to our island. At least not just yet. We're not gonna be able to see her for another long time after we deal with the Helmarok King here. That is our boss of this dungeon, by the way, the Helmarok King. I guess this does follow the conventions of a normal dungeon. We had a mini-boss being Shadow Ganon that got us the hammer, and then an actual boss being the Helmarok King to get a... well, excuse me. To get a heart container. Cool. Let me do my thing now. And there we go. The Helmarok King is up above. And the room is... if it'll do the thing. It's not going to do the thing. Like kind of... oh, it's doing the thing. The room is going to start flooding. So we got to make our way up really quickly. Yes, you have your weird glowy eyes and mouth. I'm not intimidated by you anymore. I got the Master Sword and a hammer and low health. Yeah, you just gotta keep rolling for this section. The Helmarok King will try to destroy the ground from underneath you. It only destroys certain sections though, and all those sections that it destroys are places that you can use the grappling hook in order to swing up farther, in case you ever do fall down or something like that. And of course, I fall down farther like an idiot. Okay, alright. Okay. We're gonna have to... yeah, we're gonna have to change our plans here. Okay, alright, you could stop that. I made a dumb mistake. I know. I should be punished. I already fell down farther. You don't need to do any more to me. I died. I got a fairy. Let us keep on swinging. The music is kind of crazy in this section. I don't remember it being all bombastic like that. I remember this weird kind of goofy sounding music, and I think that's another section where he's going to destroy it. So we're back to where we were. However, we are fairyless at this point. I might take out the magic armor in case I feel a bit more threatened than I already am. Oh, now we're at the top. There would be hearts in here, but there aren't, and we just gotta smack him with our hammer. That was an easy boss fight. Oh, and there's a joy pendant down there. I kind of want to get it. I don't think the water's rising anymore either, so I probably can get it. But I'm not gonna. I'll just climb out of here and head right toward Ganon's door, which is probably past those spikes, which are still up. Yeah, the boss fight isn't actually over. We didn't get to do the thing where we hit his weak point. We just smacked him in the face. Helmarok King here is kind of an odd boss fight. He is big and likes to fly around, so for a lot of the time you're going to be waiting on him to do some stuff. And once he does do the thing, if he's gonna do the thing, he'll land on this platform and allow you to smack him in the face, essentially. Sometimes he will just grind his talons on the platform instead, which can do damage to you, so roll away from that if you have to. He can also blow gusts of wind at the arena, which will force you toward the spikes on the edges, but it's not too big of a deal. The spikes don't do very much damage either, especially compared to his beak, which I think might do 2 hearts to me while I'm in hero mode here. Yeah, keep flying around, you punk. Occasionally, when he does grind his heels at you, he will, there we go, that's exactly what I wanted to see. He'll bump his face into the end, or into the Forsaken Fortress itself, which I think is quite hilarious. And more of that heel grinding and bumping your own face. I'm not sure if that takes down his mask any. I don't think it does. I think you have to do 3 hammer hits in order to actually do... Oh my goodness. Can you stop that? Do the thing where you land. Anyway, I think you do actually have to hit him in the face 3 times in order to break his mask. Can you stop that? Do I need to shoot you with an arrow? I'm pretty sure shooting him with an arrow is useless. But I'll try it anyway. Or, you know, he could do the thing now. Come on. That wasn't enough? I could have sworn it was 3 hits. Oh well. Now to wait for him to do it again. Also, the spotlights are all on him, which is a night. I was trying to say neat and nice together in one sentence. A nice little touch. And that was the final swing. Now his weird, I don't know what to call that, is exposed. We can smack around some of his pieces of his mask. Oh my god, what are you doing? Calm down, dude. I like his face under the mask for some reason. And he's doing the wind thing. Roll. Keep rolling so that you don't get pushed back into the spikes. Now, put your face down so I can smack it some more. There we go. One more combo ought to do the trick. And now he's actually flying away again. And he bumped into it of his own accord that time. He didn't even dash into it with any momentum. Come on, buddy. There's a delicious link over here that you shouldn't attack with your talons. Alright, man. You do you. You keep smacking your face into that wall. I'm patient. Where is he? Oh, there he is. I think it's more effective to attack with the sword rather than the hammer on his weird floppy thing on his head. But that's the end of the Helmarock King. We're not going to be seeing him again for the remainder of this game. He's kind of the... How should I put it? The halfway point boss? What do they call it on TV tropes? Like the Disc 1 boss of the game. And after we head to Ganon, we're going to be going through Disc 2. Even though there aren't actually multiple discs for this game, it's just a good way of separating it. If this was just Ganon right now, by the way, this would be a very short game. Slight spoilers, we're about halfway through. Well, maybe a little more than halfway through at this point. I'm not sure, but I think that heart container is the only one that you can't get if you miss it, because there's no way to get back up here. At least I'm pretty sure there's no way to get back up here if you, you know, go through the dungeon again. For all the other temples, you could, or dungeons, we haven't gone through any temples. For all the other dungeons, you could just head right on through, or warp using the magic pots, and then, you know, go into the boss room, grab the heart container, and then warp right out. The Master Sword had a extra special effect that was going on, by the way. It's not only the weapon that's meant to take down Ganon, it was also a seal on Ganon that hindered his powers. And now that we've lifted it from the pedestal, he's at his full power now and can wipe the floor with us. Although he probably could have wiped the floor with us anyway because he's a giant. Like seriously, he's 3 times Link's size, both horizontally and vertically. The Master Sword isn't quite at its full power right now, according to him, and we can tell that by just looking at it if you've seen the Master Sword before. The jewel in the center is black and the wings are tucked in, I guess you could say. Yeah, if it wasn't obvious before, this is gonna set in stone the fact that Tetra has a bigger role than she comes off as having. She is Princess Zelda. Kind of a anticlimactic way of doing things. I kind of think Sheik was done a bit better. Spoilers for Ocarina of Time. Sheik is Zelda. Although I'm pretty sure a ton of people... Well, there's some people that probably didn't know that. I apologize. You should have watched my Ocarina of Time Let's Play before this. Well, that was fast. They kind of just swooped in out of nowhere. Oh. Hey, Valoo. Does Valoo actually have eyes? I mean, like pupils in his eyes? I see the yellow glowy bits, but I don't see any actual pupils. Maybe he does, and they're both aimed toward the center, so it kind of looks like he's cross-eyed or something. Ganon should not have made his little hideout out of wood. I probably could have thrown a match in there and gotten the same effect. I think he does have eyes in the middle of his face, or looking toward the middle of his face, maybe. And we're back at the Tower of the Gods. For some reason, I don't know how they know that we should be at the Tower of the Gods. And by the way, that's Prince Komali. He's kind of grown up now, which is a very nice touch in this game. Oh, there's the Big Dipper on the side there. But yeah, Prince Komali has a new model of him looking older. Might be an effect of Valoo's scale. Might be just to show that time has passed. But I think it's a pretty cool touch. And that's the reason why I didn't want to show his figurine back at the picture gallery. Because you would have seen that there's both a smaller and a larger model. Or younger and older, I guess I should say. Where was Medley during all this? She could have helped too. I mean, there wouldn't have been much need for her probably because she, you know, there's only 2 people to fly back to safety. Although she could have translated Valoo for us. I mean, I know the King of Red Lions knows what Valoo's saying, and we know what Valoo's saying, but Link doesn't. I don't even remember what he said. All I know is that he's speaking in Hylian. It probably wasn't even that important. Oh, our little stone is reacting for some reason. And I'm not sure if the King of Red Lions did talk to us through this stone before. But he's right there. So I don't know why he's not talking to us normally. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, I'll take you to him. It's like the King of Red Lions is still, you know, alive. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Either way, we gotta head back to where we got the Master Sword, so let's just dash on through this place. And go back downstairs. If you would let me go downstairs, Link. You didn't even walk through the door, you just kind of warped all the way over here. I guess the cutscene initiates as soon as you fall down a certain height. You look very important and very red. that pirate's charm is actually a gossip stone. If you've played Ocarina of Time, there's that line again, again, again. You know that gossip stones are capable of talking with people, although I'm not exactly sure how you can essentially use one as a phone. A weird kind of phone, because there's only one, and somehow you're able to talk to the person holding it. It's weird. Is it telepathy? Well, whatever. Yeah, this guy is the King of Red Lions. He was actually the King of Hyrule, which is probably the actual twist of the game. Well, not of the game, really, but Tetra being Zelda wasn't as big of a twist for me as the King of Red Lions being the actual King of Hyrule. It was kind of shown in one of the earlier cutscenes. The one with, what was his name? Jaboon. He said, "Well met, Hyrule King," or something like that, and that's supposed to show you that this guy is the King of Hyrule, and the land above the sea technically isn't Hyrule. It's more like the tops of mountains, I guess, and in those places are, or at least, you know, where those places were, some species or races, I guess you could call them, have thrived and made their own homes. And so we have, you know, the people above the sea, living on mountains, when in actuality, the true Hyrule is under the sea, which is probably why the Rito are the way they are, in my opinion. You know, other than the fact that, according to certain people, fish actually did go on land while the world was covered in ocean. Let's not talk about that too much. We got plot going on. Tetra had like 8 pieces, or maybe 7, of the Triforce of Wisdom. And with the king's final piece, the Triforce of Wisdom is complete. And Tetra can assume her true form as the titular Princess Zelda. Her skin got a lot paler, although her hair is still kind of green. Also, is Zelda's last name Hyrule? I know the King of Red Lions isn't her dad or anything like that, but all the king's last name, or last names, have been Hyrule. So I guess her name is actually Zelda Hyrule. Makes sense? Kinda. Also, the king's actual name, like Daphne's Nohansen Hyrule, that's a pretty cool name. I probably didn't do it justice by saying it the way that I just did, but I like the name. Yeah, Tetra, Zelda, not really gonna be a big part of the game from this point on. Link does not look like he has a nose. But, yeah, Zelda is gonna stay under the sea here in order to protect her, I guess, from Ganondorf. So, we're gonna keep her hidden, essentially. This place isn't known to Ganon, apparently. Not sure how long that's gonna be true. There is a barrier around this place, so I guess he can't actually get inside. So it's not that big of a deal, unless it's his barrier. In which case, he could probably do something about something. I never noticed those little praying characters on the bottom where the Master Sword is, like all around the Master Sword. They're reminiscent of the ones in the intro sequence on that papyrus paper or whatever it was. The coffee-stained paper. You don't gotta be all sad and stuff. Link doesn't care, he's kinda dumb. And he just goes with the flow, so, no big deal, princess. I'll be careful. I have a magic armor. I'm not gonna game over. I may or may not have game over to Phantom Ganon in a previous take that I'm not gonna show right now. Although, he can also physically attack you, and oh my god, he killed me. That did a lot of damage. Oh my god, he killed me twice. Okay, I'm actually dead. Because that would be dumb. I'm not dumb. Link is. Let's get the heck out of here. And hopefully the king doesn't talk to me. And, of course, he does. Yeah, there are sages that we gotta, you know, rescue, I guess. Because the Master Sword isn't in its proper state, which means that something must have happened to them. There are apparently entrances to those temples that the sages inhabit here underneath the surface, but there's also entrances above the surface, so we're going to be finding those instead, because we can't exactly explore Hyrule now, can we? Yes, I do. I played Ocarina of Time. I know that. Okay. I know this stuff, King of Red Lions. Oh, there's your Majora's Mask reference, and the other timeline stuff going on. Yeah, the Triforce is kind of in its state of Zelda oneness right now, where it's in 8 pieces, and we gotta find them all. Though that's kind of not really a sub-quest, but it's not our main dealio right now. So I'm just gonna warp to this area, the Mother and Child Isles. You remember the bigger island? We're essentially warping inside of that island. And that's why we couldn't get to the Forsaken Fortress from here, because we can't actually get out. And once we do warp here, we initiate a cutscene. This cutscene only plays after we've beat the Forsaken Fortress, so warping here doesn't really do anything before that, except get you some free fairies, but that's about it. Alright, that's enough sparklies, thank you. Hello, small chrome lady. Yes, that is how I got here. Just, you know, chance, or I know how the game works. Yeah, this is the Fairy Queen. She has a doll of the creepier fairies. You're a little too young to be the queen of the fairies. Don't say that, I get embarrassed. And this is the only great fairy in this game that I actually kind of like, because it only has 2 arms, even though it's very creepy, just like all the other ones, with no eyes and a silver body. But these fairies here are going to give a new power to our bow. There's one with blue sparklies and one with red sparklies. You could kind of guess what that power is going to be for our bow. We now have fire and ice arrows. Now, if we want to, we can switch our arrows and use magic in order to set things on fire or freeze them. Okay, so what happens if I touch the fire arrow to the ice arrow? We can't actually do that, technically. We can only use one type of magic at once. But don't stop embarrassing me. I can't help but smile at this scene. It's kind of adorable. Bye, fairy lady. You are very creepy. There should be some magic pots around here if I cut down some grass. At least I hope there are. There better be. No, I don't even want to try anymore. There's too much grass for me to cut down. It's too spread out. I'm out of here. Let's go get some arrow upgrades. I think there's one just to the north, what is it, northwest of Great Fish Isle, so we're going to be going there to get our first quiver upgrade. Here we are, and there's some fire in front of the entrance, as well as a dancing mailbox. Well, of course, as we do with the Great Fairy Islands, let's find that blue chew first, right here, and grab his chew jelly. And also get some magic back. And yeah, this is the reason why I said we couldn't get into these islands quite yet, because we actually need the skull hammer in order to open them up rather than just arrows. They probably couldn't think of any actual reason to use the arrows, because you can hit a switch with literally everything in this game. Well, not literally, of course, I don't actually mean literally, but there's a lot of stuff that you can hit switches with, like the Huey pair, or the boomerang, you know? Or bombs. Well, the cannon, rather. We now have the incredible chart. It's a chart from Tingle, which costs 201 rupees, if that seems like a specific amount. It is, because the game wants you to have the first of the rupee upgrades at this point in order to actually buy that item, or buy the letter. Hello, Great Fairy. Gimme my upgrade. At least the way they give you upgrades is pretty cool. Blowing this little flower thing with a bunch of petals at you. I'm not exactly sure what flower that's supposed to be, and I don't feel like looking it up. So I'm not going to deal with that. And thank you for refilling my magic. That is very nice of you. Let's get the heck out of here. The next fairy island is clear on the other side of the map, but first I want to talk to someone. Is this east? I'm pretty sure this is east. One of the ship shops should be around here, and I want to buy something from it after grabbing these rupees. Okay, to the island. I'm pretty sure it's not that one. I think it's this one over here that we actually need to go to in order to get that item that I want. There should be a ship shop just right over there. This one looks a little different than all the other ones, however. There's some curtains on the side that make it look like it's not Beetle's shop, even though it totally is. And inside, there's this not Beetle character who totally is Beetle. Hello. I'll play along for now. Yeah, this shop closes in 7 days, but it doesn't actually. He just says that it does in order to get you to buy his stuff. And for some reason, there's not a table, there's just skulls. And it doesn't show the prices of these items, which is kind of lame. 500 rupees for a bottle, I'll take it. There we go. Now we have 3 of the 4 bottles in this game. And I'm done with the shop. It could close in 7 days for all I care. I am done. Let us warp to the next of the fairy islands. For some reason, I am constantly getting my easts and wests confused. I don't know why. I know what they are. I just keep mixing them up, which I also do with left and right for some reason. I don't know. Either way, this island is on the very east side of the map. I got that right. It's on the middle square as well, so it's pretty much as far to the east as you can go. And we need to hammer down these switches so we can get these thorns out of the way and head inside for our last Great Fairy upgrade. At least I'm pretty sure this is the last one. And it will allow us to carry 99 arrows with us, which is very nice. Although we can't use, you know, you don't really need 99 of anything in this game, to be honest. Just one upgrade will suffice. Heck, they give you a lot. to start off with in this game. Even for the rupees, they give you 200, which is kind of... Well, it's not really a lot, actually, the rupees, because you're going to need a lot of them to beat the game. But still, you're starting off with more items, well, at least higher quantities than in Ocarina of Time, where you start off with like 99 rupees, 20 bombs, and 30 arrows. This game, it's like 30 bombs, 200 rupees, in this version 500 rupees, and also 30 arrows, but all the upgrades upgraded by like double. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna warp to Windfall Island and end the part there, because I'm pretty much done with side questing. At least I think I am. No, we're actually not. But I'm gonna end the part anyway, because this has been going on a little long. Next time, we're going to be heading toward those areas that the King of Red Lions wants us to go to, and also doing one more side quest